Good morning, sweetheart. Merry Christmas. Did I wake you up? I'm sorry. I'd like to say that I didn't mean to, but I don't want to be put on the naughty list for something as frivolous as that. I've been awake for 2 hours, checking my phone and all that stuff. It didn't stop me from missing seeing my handsome guy's smile. Yeah, that's the one. Every single time it just makes me so mushy inside and my heart flutter like crazy. I just love you so much. It's hard letting you sleep, even today, because I want to spend all my time with you, making my guy happy. Waking you up had little to do with how much you were snoring. You do too snore. A deep manly snore is still a snore. I did not snore. I've never heard myself snoring, so I clearly don't. Despite what you claim, if I ever woke myself up with my own snoring, I must have mistaken it with a sound inside my dreams. I am too delicate to snore. If you really don't believe me that you snore, I can record you the next time on my phone. Now that you're awake, I'm getting sleepy. Maybe we can snuggle just a little longer, my darling boy. On Christmas morning, sleeping in is the best present, isn't it? I did let you sleep in some. It's just not as fun when you aren't awake to snuggle with. Blankets piled high, all snuggly warm, and you there to rest my head on your shoulder, your strong arms hugging me close. It just makes me so happy and content. Being here with just you, my charming boy, as the rest of the world is far from my mind. You have the next couple of days off, and I have the next couple of days off. So we need to decide what we want to do. I wouldn't protest too much if we stayed in bed, especially because it looks like we are completely snowed in for the weekend. So in the meantime, I get to have you right here with me. That's exactly what I wished for. Having my wonderful and loving guy all to myself. Holding you close, tickling you with my long hair. No other unwanted demands on either of our time. Looks like it was a good thing that I crocheted that blanket for you. Sure, it's a bit oversized, but that just means we can both share it. Perfectly suited for snuggling. We so rarely get a chance like this, just being together, and nothing but free time. Under the circumstances, I'd have to be nuts if I didn't want to snuggle with my sexy man. I'd get cold without you. What? I'm being truthful. Sure, there are other reasons why I want to stay in bed, but that's an important one. I get cold too easily. It's also the best seat for watching TV, too. Still, none of that compares to being close enough to whisper in your ear. seeing if I can get you to blush as I tell you precisely what I think about my delectable boy wanting to nibble on you like a gingerbread man. Of course I chomped the gingerbread man's leg in one bite. Gingerbread is my favorite cookie. Gotta get a mouthful. The spicier it is, the better. Just like you. I love how spicy your cologne smells too. It has faded some since yesterday, but it still reminds me so much of you. Such a comforting scent, as if your arms are wrapped around me whenever I smell it. I love you so much, sweetheart. You are more than my dreams hoped for. You are so kind and compassionate. There are so many days when I just feel like trash after having to deal with the real world, and you always know the right thing to say. You sit and talk with me about anything and everything, making me feel more important than anyone else. Growing up, I felt like I was just in everyone's way, and it always seemed like I had to beg for someone just to talk with me without sounding irritated or treating me like I was just being a bother. I'm so very overly sensitive and hyper aware of when someone is projecting that I'm being a nuisance. With you, you are always so open and readily express in every way that you thoroughly enjoy my company, as if I'm the only person in the world that matters. I know you are being adorable you, but not everyone is like that. Most people aren't. With you, I have seen you across a crowded room when you didn't know I was looking. You would converse with people and either have a neutral expression or slightly irritated. But when you see me, your face lights up entirely, transforming it into a joyous, brilliant smile, like I'm the only person who has ever mattered. It is also why I try so hard to make you feel like the most important person in my life, because you are. My beloved boy. You understand me in so many ways that no one else does. I can get upset about my body and not be treated like there is something wrong with me. I want you to feel complete too. It is why I try to tell you every chance I get how much I love you and what makes you so special to me. I don't compare you to other guys because they will never compare to you. I love you for who you are now. I love you for who you hope to be, watching you become the person you are. Your height is perfect for me. The way you wrap your arms around me, giving me a big hug is just perfect. I'm so happy to go anywhere with you. Just being delighted that I get to show off my wonderful man. Assuming that others get jealous because they can't have what I have with you. You're stuck with me, mister. I don't want to let you go. I love all the versions of you. Your heart is the one that fits mine. There is nothing more I want in the world than that. I know I'm as cheesy as an almond-encrusted cheese ball, but you love me for it. You wouldn't have it any other way. Speaking of holiday food, do you have any idea what you want to eat for breakfast? We can have pancakes or waffles. Christmas morning is not a day for cold cereal, that's for sure. Besides, it would make me really happy to cook together, blaring holiday music, filling the house with joy, love, and happiness. Celebrating the holiday as it is intended to be, just enjoying life for what it is in the moment. to love, to be loved, letting the fullness of the feeling just seep in. I don't want to take your love for granted. Even in small ways, in addition to the big showy displays of affection, I want to remind you every day just how important my favorite guy is to me, showing you with everything that I love you. I want you to feel loved so much that you never have to stop and wonder if you are loved. Love is more than just words. Saying I love you without the actions and intent behind it are just empty words. That's like being given a wonderfully decorated present with colorful wrapping and a big bow that once it's opened is just empty inside. I would rather give you an imperfectly wrapped present covered in too much tape, wrinkled, lopsided, in a slightly mushed box, as long as the inside was bursting with how much I love you. You are so wonderful to me. It feels like the least that I could do for the man of my dreams. I do my best to take care of you and your heart. And taking care of you also means not letting time pass by and ignoring all the little moments that are just waiting to be shared. It's one of the reasons I like cooking together, because the time spent doing things together makes my heart experience and know that I'm loved. Thank you, sweetheart. It would be really helpful if you could cut up the fruit and scramble some eggs while I whip up the waffles and make cocoa. Candy canes would work for stir sticks if you want. I bought cinnamon sticks if you would prefer that instead. I also want to bake some gingerbread cookies and decorate them a bit later. I would love that. No worries about food, though. The kitchen is pretty stocked because of the holiday cooking I planned on doing. I was hoping we could binge holiday movies, too. There are a few of the Grinch versions that can be added to the list. Of course, at least 3 or 4 versions of A Christmas Carol. The Nutcracker, too. And Peanuts. It's not the holidays without Peppermint Patty. Then there's Frosty the Snowman, followed by the collection of Rankin Bass holiday classics. You could also read me Truman Capote's A Christmas Memory later, or we could find Christmas songs on YouTube and sing at the top of our lungs. Or we could just do that with Broadway music. There's no law saying it has to be holiday themed, and it isn't like the neighbors will hear us. That's one of the nice things about not living in an apartment. Even if it would delight me seeing my muscle man hauling groceries up 3 flights of stairs. But I think the trade-offs are worth it. I only did that a few times. I've got to let my man impress me with his manly sides. Flexing your muscles, grunting, making a show of the effort it took. What's more manly than that? I was thinking that tonight we could sit by the fire, looking at the tree lights after it gets dark, with all the other lights off, listening to some calm Christmas jazz in the background. Do you want to do our stockings this morning, or should that wait until later? I'm never entirely sure what needs to be done on Christmas Day, since growing up, we always opened our presents on Christmas Eve. Christmas was just a day to be, and just play with all the fun stuff we got, eating cookies, and watching holiday movies while family visited. I just loved seeing everything decorated for the holidays. The flow of the day being as chaotic as a rambunctious snowball fight, or as calm and blissful as gently falling snow. I want to share all of this with you and discover what memories and favorite things you have to share with me. Although I hate to point out that none of it will happen if we don't get out of bed. Don't groan. You know it's true. If you want to take your shower first, I can go grab you a clean towel out of the dryer. Do you need to shave? It's really up to you. I don't mind either way. I'm just trying to gauge the timing on things so I know when to start cooking. I can start on mixing up the batches of cookie dough so they can rest in the fridge until we need them. By then, I should be able to start on the waffles without them sitting there getting soggy. Sweetheart, I love you. Merry Christmas.